Good morning, everybody. And how is everybody doing today? Been an interesting night. Apparently, a couple days ago, me and Stevie were sitting there going, something's weird today. I don't know what's up. And we were both kind of, it was like suddenly everybody wasn't posting, and we were like, oh, okay, let's go live. I'll go live, and then you can go. What we didn't realize was the asshats at Warner Brothers were in full steam of stupidity, running around, I guess, trolling people, claiming numbers now. I dare you, Warner Brothers. I'm going to put, I don't know, my next video, I'm going to put every one of those numbers that you're not supposed to put in the title, and I want you to come at me. Do it. Do it. I dare you. And I guarantee you guys they won't bother. You know why? Because once this gets out, like I've already shamed a few people that are playing games that maybe didn't know that this is going on, right? One guy came back and says, geez, man, that's pretty screwed up. He says, you know what? I'll stick away from their stuff for a while. And see, there you go, Warner Brothers. You done it to yourself. Your stupid lawyers got you about $5. Woohoo! What it cost you? $5,000 to have them running around here doing stupid shit? You know, these guys are just clowns, man. They're leeches on the universe that run around looking for every little loophole in the universe and shirking every spirit of every law that was ever invented so that they can oh they squeeze their grandmother and flip her upside down looking for a quarter. That's the kind of people these is. You know? If it wasn't for a copyright law, these people be sitting out at going into stores trying to extort money out of people like little mobsters. That's exactly what they are. And you know what? YouTube needs to do something about this kind of shit because they sued a guy for doing bad trolling. They should really put the foot down on Warner Brothers and say, you know what? You're gonna pull this kind of shit. We're gonna pull all your content from the platform. Okay? That would be what my threat would be. You pull shit like that, you're out. Okay? You can't copyright numbers, everybody. You can copyright a television show called or a movie called 300, and then if anybody uses stuff in the movie, you can claim them. But you can't copyright the number 300. Okay? Sorry. It's obvious. It was invented a long time ago. Sorry. I think it's in the public domain. That's cruel and unusual punishment, number one, by YouTube and Warner Brothers. And that would be, what is that? Where you get extra money when you sue them back in Canada here. Pain and suffering, you know, because you could lose your YouTube channel, have the stress of having everyone think you're some bloody criminal when you're not. Okay, this is what you'd be saying to a judge as you're whacking the mole called Warner Brothers. Okay, I highly suggest anybody who gets hit with any of this kind of crap, stand up, let us know, and we'll all come to your defense. Okay, it's disgusting, it's wrong, it's evil, it has nothing to do with actual copyright. Okay, it is 100% extortion. It's a bunch of things. Okay, and you notice how all these lovely little asshat lawyers here on YouTube are all silent on this shit. It's probably because they make money from this kind of bullshit too, and they don't want to get involved in it because then they'd lose the ability to squeeze the next grandmother. Sorry for ranting, but every once in a while you need to let some stuff out about really retarded stuff. These are the same people that used slave labor in Canada in 2012 by skirting the spirit of the Foreign Temporary Worker Program, which was meant to bring people to Canada temporarily when there was a worker shortage in an area of an industry. It wasn't meant to supplant actual people doing those jobs. I had the Peterborough the city of Peterborough, Ontario, Canada, was willing to set me up in a business for 3D special effects and animation, guys. Give me 25 grand, $2,000 a month for a year, okay? And here's how the program worked. You had 9 people, myself included, right? Different types of businesses that would be in a program and know about each other, right? Okay, you had 3 established guys in business to give you some tips on how to do things. You had to do your business plan. It was all legit, okay? I get all this money from getting on disability. They back pay me. I buy the computer. I buy an e-bike so I can travel around cheaply, I might add, because you don't need a license for it. I had a little cart so I could do shopping and everything else. And then the news breaks about this Warner Brothers thing, and they're paying them $8 a bloody an hour, okay, for work that could garner you $150 to $200,000. And if you made things like cinematics and video games, you could make far more. I mean, I should have sued Warner Brothers for that. Okay, right off the hop, people should have started suing these people for doing it. Okay, like, thing is, a lot of people go, I don't, it's $126 or so to go down the street here, file a civil lawsuit for $30,000. How much do you think it's going to cost Warner Brothers to even show up in court for something they know they ain't going to win? you know, they ain't even gonna bother showing up, and you're gonna get a judgment, a nice one, and then they're gonna try that bullshit where they try and not pay you for another year or two. You'll get the money. It'll just take time. But if enough people start doing it, the government's gonna start noticing that these guys are pulling shit like that, and then whatever. Anyhow, so yeah, I wanted to get that right out of the way about the kinds of things that are going on with stupidity and crap like that. And I get these trolls now, not on my pages. They know better than to come here because YouTube has this automated system where if you try to do spam, it just holds the comment. That's why if your comment doesn't appear right away, I got to go into my thing and then auto click things. But anyway, that was because the first video I upload here, because I have a nickname, Chronos Chiron, right? Which is, if you have any brain cells and know anything about history, okay, and you'll learn even more because a lot of people assume that Kronos is the Titan god Kronos. And originally I did too, and then I thought, well, that guy is kind of an evil guy. He eats kids. That's kind of creepy. So I changed the name to the one I have now because he's an even older Greek god, okay, of time, okay? And thereby it's kind of like the wisdom thing, and I was into books and reading and a lot of knowledge and stuff like that anyway. And so these asshats at the Young Turks thought I was Arabic or something and are a bunch of racist pricks, I guess. And they threatened to murder me and do all kinds of shit. And on this little page of theirs here, they got this little Trump thing there. And I was like, really? Really? You want to threaten me, eh? I'm the son of a Hell's Angel, and you want to fucking threaten me, you pieces of shit, I go over to the Facebook page, and there they are dancing around to heavy metal with a bunch of turbans on their head. No, I'm not kidding you. That was the exact video that they had there. I just started laughing my head off. YouTube took it seriously and banned their page or some shit, or froze up the account or some shit. I don't know. I didn't even have to do anything, But that's just the kind of crap that ugh. Stupid. I was talking to somebody that was the other night about somebody being threatened like that, and I was like, it happens all the time, man. Unless they know exactly where you live, and then they want to. And I'll tell you something, you don't want to be pulling shit like that in my neighborhood. Let's see, 2 people have been shot around here. About 10 people have been stabbed. You got a youth shelter next door. You got 2 homeless shelters around here, a soup kitchen, and 2 food banks around here. What kind of shit do you think goes down? You think it's like you could dox me and then come over here with 10. You'd need 20 people to do anything. And even then, I don't know, man. I gave a homeless guy some food one time, and then he says, "Stand right here. I want you to shake the hand of a few of my friends." And then 100 guys are walking down the street shaking my hand. I'm going, what the hell is going on here, man? Who is this guy? He says, you helped me out when I needed it, and You ever need a hand with anything? Blah, 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 blah. See, that's what I mean, guys. That's all you got to do in life is be nice to people. You know? Ah. But this, you know, they just want to run around being stupid. Like, Warner Brothers has lost the license to Lord of the Rings, okay? And I think they've fully lost the license now, okay? They can't even, they can't do any games that are on canon, all right? And that was the old thing. And I think they've even now lost the movie rights as well. So, yeah. That's just showing you that, you know, you don't want to be associated. Lord of the Rings people don't even want to be associated with these people no more. Once these railguns hit you, it's game bloody over. Get around that. Oh, I don't want to go through that thing. Bugger. Yeah, that's right. Go hide at that. Piece of shit. Dead. There we go. I made a cannon today more powerful, and I've only seen one weapon better, and it's exceptional. So I'm gonna make like 5 of these things and upgrade it. And you watch, when you go to upgrade it, it'll downgrade everything on you. It's sickening the way it does that shit. What's neat is there's oh, let's speed up here. Okay, I'll get this guy. There we go. Oh, I hit him with one thing there. See, as soon as you come at them, they come at you and run away. That's what, you know, the AI needs to sort that. It makes it so that it's nearly impossible. See, look at, he's now 35 clicks away. Like, fuck, forget it, you know? This guy's dead. He just sits there. Here he comes now. There's nothing that can go toe-to-toe with this in the game right now, I don't think. And I don't have a, what do you call it, one of those Zotan things, so I can't go into the middle yet because the guy will be like immune to me. But I will show you guys while I'm here. Where is the turret factory? How you do this shit? Let me see here. It's above me, is it? And you'll notice when I go into here. Okay, let's see. Scrap iron. We'll dump that. Let's move over here for a minute. You'll notice when I look at the stats, come on, that the pitch up and down is now solved. All right, so now I just need to work on guts to do left and right a bit more, and that will be solved. And I'll show you guys what I was doing with building here. This is what I mean by putting a space in there. Those thrusters, both front, top, and bottom, are all functional. And even if you cover over it, they're all functional. So what I'm starting to do here is build this out, right? So it's kind of like a extension of the side here, and then I'm going to swing it down, but I'll do it in a kind of curved way so it looks a little more fancy, right? So I'm going to have to go look at some videos on circles and things like that and get into that silly shit. And and then in the middle here, I'll do something maybe, you know, what I'm going to do, and this is a trip, okay? So there's Star Trek Discovery. All of us are kind of like, oh, that show, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the little, kind of like a spore-like drive thing in the middle here and show them how they could have designed, all right, a Federation vessel that uses it and, say, got sent to another galaxy. And here we are in here. You see? That's about 2 seconds of thought, brain cells, all right? Yeah, you know, like who are these writers that in Hollywood? Are they? I mean, I know crackheads that have more inventive things, so you can't say they're crackheads. You can't say they're fucked up like that because a crackhead would have a better story. You know, he'd come up with zombies and space aliens and do all kinds of woohoo wacky shit. You know. Anyway, that's why I say, man. Like I look at, I go look at, something, that has like a whole list of all the movies and TV and there, and I'm looking at this going, it's all shit. It's just all shit. These are just. It's like there was a big wave of good movies and TV, and what's left here is all the people that are coasting on all the rest of the shit that's happened from before, and it's just they've got all the rules and laws that protect them so that they can just sit around doing nothing forever, because that's what I see this as. It's just junk. It's just junk. There isn't an actual television show on air right now that's any good. The Expanse wasn't too bad. I went over to a friend of mine's that had that and sat down and we binge watched it. Eh, you know, not bad. But see, I get this feeling like it. What they're doing now is every season's going to be like one planet instead of exploring things, right? Like that's kind of the man, really, like think about Stargate, why it was so popular. Every episode was a new place, a new thing, a new whatever, right? Where they went wrong, okay, was where they claim they would explain science and stuff on the show, but as soon as they do that, you have one of them go, that's where they go wrong. You know why? Because the average, and I'm not. This is not a knock on the people, right? It's a knock on the education system of the nation of the United States. It sucks. It sucks donkey balls. Okay. I mean, yeah, I've sat here and I've had conversations, right, with Americans over the last 20 years, and I just bring up this one website, and it shows the reading, math, and science skills, and it was at a certain level 20 years ago, and it keeps going down and down and down and down. Now, mind you, there is a case to be made that other nations are becoming more educated. True. But nations even of the same population as the United States are surpassing them. Okay? That's one thing to remember. And I'm going to say this about this thing in Canada where these natives are blockading. I kind of agree with the majority of people. All right? They shouldn't be doing what they're doing. Okay? Because in the long run, all right, this will all benefit Canada. And what I see is a bunch of guys and girls and people in the background that are in control of this going, let's see how much money we can pull out of this for ourselves. It's just greed. It's just another form of it, right? It's got nothing to do with the real issue of, say, saving nature or anything, because if that were the case, they'd just be sitting down making sure that they really do this pipeline so goddamn good that it has 50 layers around there to protect anything from coming out of it ever. I mean, come on. We have the technology to do this kind of shit. I mean, you could, it could be done perfectly well, and they all know it. It'd just be a little more expensive at the beginning, and then, making sure it's maintained. And then they could have some jobs if they train some of these people. That'd be employment. Make your area great again, but and then you get those, and what happens is then they use these SJWs that want to just have a issue to complain about, and they just then stuff them out at these places to just yap stupid shit. And this is what the majority of Canadians are feeling right now, the way I feel. Now, we feel that there should be something done about it, but at the same time, you don't screw the rest of us up by doing it. Okay? Sorry, it's just get them out of there, get them to solve that shit. And you're talking to a guy who was, you know, whose dad was a Mohawk. Okay, I'm not native. Okay, I was adopted too. He was adopted. He didn't even know he was adopted. Okay, and he couldn't find out because he was born in Atlanta, Georgia, and under U.S. law, they're not allowed to, divulge stuff like that. So he never got to find out who his parents were. I have that right. I don't bother because he was the man, right? Mom was the mom, right? That's it. I don't need any other things. And I'll say this too, in a sense, you know, well, you can kind of sympathize with people on this abortion issue and stuff like that. You can kind of sit there and go, well, I wouldn't be here if I was aborted. And at the same point, you know, these laws that we need something better to protect women so that they don't get harmed about, getting raped and then getting pregnant from it and stuff like that, right? That's the problem here, right? And if you don't want to have kids, don't have them. Take some pills or whatever and whatever. But know that if you do things and the thing breaks and you get pregnant, that was your choice, okay? And it's the two of you that got to deal with it, the man and the woman, right? So, I'm kind of middle on the road on that one too. I don't like to get involved in that one because everyone's got a different opinion and it gets heated too. But, I'm in this really in the last little while, and it just seems like one thing after another. You get about a week apiece around YouTube, and then something stupid gets stirred up again. But anyway, yeah, back to the building thing here. So the idea here is, as you can see how I've done this out like this curve here, right? What I might do is have a piece that comes along here and goes like this, right? And then kind of loops back up on here, right? And then have this kind of come up and attach to that, right? So there'll be a little circle space in here, and it just look kind of, this would come down and kind of loop like that, and then I'll make my own spore drive in the middle here. You know what I mean? Dun 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 dun. Yeah, that's a pretty heavy looking vessel. And we're getting up there for processing power. So another 5K or 4.5K, and I get another slot. So anyway, let's take a break here and go into the chat and say hi to everybody. I'm gonna guess who's there. I bet you Willie's showed up. No, it's someone else. How you doing, man? Oh yeah, I don't know. Like, listen, I'm one of those kinds of guys that I'll speak my mind, right? How you doing, Dark Spiral? Yeah, and nobody. It doesn't matter about the rule of law. I'm always going to do that. So if somebody says you no longer have free speech, I don't care. I'm going to speak my mind anyway. You want to start throwing people in prisons for speaking their mind? Go ahead. you know, and and just because you have say someone else has a different opinion, well, that's fine. you know, that's the way I am, man. I mean, I don't. The only time I get into the where it's bad is when people start to attack each other and start getting into fights and arguments. That's when I say you put the foot down right away and you ban those people because they're just looking for arguments and fights and drama, right? I'm not into that shit. Okay, I see it on Twitter a little bit, and I put the foot down on it, right? I mean, I got into this heated thing there, and all I did was I took a nice little mug that we sold like back in years ago when I was doing this hacker thing. Okay, I'll tell you guys a little story. So one of these guys who is a member, he decided he wanted to leave and do his own thing, and he formed one of the top hacker groups in the world and started doing stupid shit, running around, and for about a year he got away with it, right? Which is about whatever. Then finally, I guess the FBI decided to go get this kid. He was about 15, I think, at the time. So anyway, before this, I got this email one day, and it was from the U.S. government, and they said they wanted to have a war game with our little group. And I says, well, I'm over in Edmonton here, and I got 900 businesses that I'm looking after on my network. Are you going to compensate us for any damage that gets done? So the next response was no, and I says, well, okay, go fuck yourself then. That's exactly what I said. So then they started attacking us anyway, and they failed to get in anyway. But they used the way that they did their denial of service attempts or tries at attacking us was the exact same way that all of a sudden WallSec started doing years later. And then I started telling people, this looks a lot like how the FBI was trying to mess with us with a war game, eh? And then it turns out that they had arrested the guy and everything else. So a lot of people had been asking me, should we join these guys? Should we do that? And I said, no, I wouldn't. You know. So there you go, right? It's all about patterns. And I've always been good to notice patterns, okay? And that's one of the reasons why I was good at programming, okay? I didn't have to understand what something meant. I just seen it in a pattern, and I knew that this is how you had to do things. And then you learn how stuff's done, and you get even better, right? But anyway, this kid comes back afterwards, about 6 months later, and he gives me an image that I could put on a mug, he said, right? And it was, I guess he had gone and hacked the FBI's website in a browser of all things. Just put this browser code in. So I put it on a mug, and I go up to Cafe Press, and I put it up there, and I give the money away to charity, right? And so it goes for about an hour or two, and 934 of them get sold in like an hour, and Cafe Press didn't take it down, right? You could see the whole code right on their website, eh? 0-day exploit, woo! And so they turn it sideways so you couldn't see all the code. It was hilarious, man. So what I did on Twitter, just to show people, that I'm not the kind of person you want to be having these stupid ass bullshit arguments with. I just posted the mug. And this Renfimus that all these other assholes are having problems with just shuts the hell up, right? The problem was that they didn't know me that well, the other side, and what happened is some guy started mouthing me off, so I went right at him, and then we both get banned, right? Then we get unbanned, okay, and I haven't had a problem since, like, I got my account back a week before they announced that some hackers had hacked the CEO of Twitter. Imagine that. I had nothing to do with it, okay? Honest. Just a fine, upstanding young CEO, isn't he, eh? It's just like, anyway, go over here and get these things. But yeah, the Warner Brothers stuff just cheeses the hell off. They just, and this just shows that as a corporation, they are not getting better. They're getting worse, okay? And as society, how much of this bullshit are we going to put up with from these corporations acting evil like this, okay? This is our money. This is your money. This is everyone else's money. And they're stealing it, okay? They are stealing your money when they do this shit, okay, guys? It's theft. It's fraud. It's a whole bunch of things, okay? 1,000 years ago, if they had tried pulling this kind of crap, we'd have got our pitchforks together and gone over and stuck one in their forehead. And that would have ended that problem, right? Grr. This is one of those times when you do need the rage. You do need to get upset. Okay? There's a solution to this. To have it stop happening. Okay? There's a reason why I don't sit here doing reviews on movies and TV and stuff like that. Is because there's no solution to fixing them other than getting rid of all of them. Okay? The solution is to become a little indie TV cinematics guy, get into Blender and Unreal Engine or whatever engine you want to use to do the rendering, and make your own shit and entertain yourself, right? That's the solution. That's it. That'd be like, haha, these guys are gone woke. They're gonna go broke. Like people sitting around doing that all day. I begin to wonder if they're not SJWs themselves, because they constantly are doing this stuff. They constantly look at their crap. They constantly are buying their products and everything else. They're the only ones keeping these assholes afloat. You, me, and everyone else has said, look at these jerks. Look what they're doing now. I'm over here doing this, enjoying myself. Screw you. You know? F you and your lawyers, you know? You want to take another nickel? Go for it. And here's the thing. This whole COPA thing and YouTube and the FTC, it's all been planned, eh? What you guys don't realize, this is all a plan, okay? To try and control you guys and everyone else more. And how do I sort of see this pattern, okay? Number one, YouTube doesn't do anything for us. It's all about putting the liability on us. Well, if the liability is on me for doing anything, it's also on anybody else coming sideways at me for a DMCA and handing me the DMCA. I mean, we don't have a Section 230 in Canada, and by law, by federal law in Canada, okay, I am bound by the laws of Ontario, the provincial state law here. I am bound by the laws of this province, even when I'm on the internet, okay? So jurisdictionally speaking, even though I'm on YouTube, I'm actually in Ontario law right now, okay? And by that law, if this is why they really don't want to come sideways at somebody in Ontario, Canada, okay, or some other place like this that pulls this. This was a law that was meant to get those sicko pedophiles, which is great, because if some idiot's sitting at a computer somewhere and he's being a sicko pervert in Thailand, the old way was they couldn't get him because he was using jurisdiction in Thailand. So it made things complicated and hard to do things. This simplified it so that they could just go to his house, arrest the guy, and throw his brain cells up against a wall in jail. And it works in my favor too, because if I have a domain name and they try to seize it for any reasons, they have to bring me to a court of law before they do it, because to seize it otherwise is theft. In that same respect, okay, if under the copyright regime here in Canada, what Warner Brothers did, if they were to try to do it to, say, me, it would be fraud. You could take them to court and sue them. Which I highly suggest anybody who gets any of these number problems goes and gets a lawyer who will start laughing his bloody ass off, okay, and come to the rest of us in YouTube. We'll pay for your lawyer, because I want to follow that case and see how Warner Brothers, if they even bother to show up in court. Okay? Because I highly doubt they would. They would look like they would be laughed right out of the court system. I'd get 20 people to show up in court going just to sit there laughing at them for pulling this shit. Nice try, dummies. You know? This is why I ran around last night looking at all my subscriptions all night long, just to see if anybody was going to play a Warner Brothers game. 2 people did. I went to their page, I left a message, I said, shame on you, this is what Warner Brothers is doing. I left a link to my video about it, and one guy came back and said, oh geez, that's awful. You know, I'm gonna, I'll try and find something else to play for a while. I just, you'd be smart to stay away from them, especially if you come onto YouTube, because the first time, if you are playing Warner Brothers material of any kind, and then you say something negative, they will be there with their hammer. I guarantee you. That's the way they are. They're just asshats. And to make it even worse, the person who used to run BBC America, who was promoting that weirdo Doctor Who flip gender weirdo whatever right? She now has moved in June to the CEO of Warner Brothers. Okay, so now you have that in charge of it all. Okay, it's just wow. She's she's moving from IP to IP so she can completely destroy it. I mean, I would fire that woman and say that's the end of you, man. You had a nice run at Doctor Who, did you? How's that doing? It's in a hole. It's in a black hole inside of another black hole. You can't even see the event horizon of the black hole it's in. It's done, finished, kaput. As far as I'm concerned, the last actual Doctor Who, was Tom Baker. After that, it all went stupid. Okay? You might get Tom Baker and the other Baker guy, or the other guy. The next two were up to maybe 7, and then I didn't mind the very first of the new series, but it went stupid on the second season. After that, it just was. As soon as you see in any film, show, or TV anything about a wolf, it's crap writing. It's crap writing. It's crap writing. Once they started that stuff, the big bad wolf crap, I knew it was going crap. People are getting sick and tired of this politically correctness. I was having breakfast, and an older lady, I mean, she's like got to be close to 70, 60, 70. She's just shaking her head going, this, she says, and I'll say it, society won't succeed with this kind of mentality. It just won't. She's just, oh. And I get an also feeling that a lot of the people so-called that are backing up these so-called SJWs are just little miniature criminals that are looking for a way that they can do any smash and grabs around stuff when they're doing things. You look into that, okay? I guarantee you there's a case for that. It's just like, wow, man. But anyway. So a lot of free games came out also there. You have Kingdom Come Deliverance for the last time today. Tomorrow you got Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Over on Ubisoft, $3 American, Division 2. Whoa, eh? That's a good deal. It's $4 Canadian, and I had $3.29 left on my stupid little card. I was like, if I had $50 right now, I'd buy a whole bunch of people that game and say, you know what I do? You know what I really do? The guy that was playing the Warner game, I'd go and buy him the Division 2 and say, here, put this on, and then I'll watch it too. And I felt like saying that too. I says, listen, man, play any other game, and I'll sit here and watch 20 hours of your shit. Just do it. And I'll tell people the same thing, right? You'll suddenly have a ton of watch time, and you'll be going, hey, man, maybe there's something to this community thing. It's kind of like what Pink Floyd said. And it'll all get better if we all stick together as a team. You don't need a union. You just need to be buddies. That's all. Call it the Buddy Network. Yeah, that's it. I don't like unions because as soon as you start paying anybody dues, somebody's going to think about scamming it, right? That's the problem I have with it. That's what I have with it. That's the problem I have with all unions. Okay? I've been in it used to be the CAW, now it's what, Unifor or something? And it was just corrupt as shit. Maybe I should go this way. So anyway, I was just going to show you guys. Let's see here. Can I dump that cargo first? Yep. Show you how you make a railgun. I'll make another one like I have here. Or I'll do a different gun maybe. Okay, so I moved out of the way of that. So the first thing you want to do is dock properly. So I want to come over here. Alright. And then swing around. I want to get more level at that. So I can see right at it. See that? There we go. There. Now what you do, and this is going to require pen and paper. Okay? It just will. Because, see all this stuff here. So I built this thing. I built a really heavy duty one. I'll show you the stats on my railgun. I went like this. And I went like this. And you see the damage there. Nothing's really going. And then you add these. That's pretty cool, right? You're thinking, whoa. Right? Common. Right? And you go up to exceptional, right? Look at the damage now. Now we're up to 23,000. Alright? Watch what happens when I add the gauze rails this time. Oh yeah. Geez, that's even better than the one I got now. Less range though. Oh, that's how you do that. Okay. But anyway, I got one like this. Alright? And these things, right? You get 10 shots. It'll fire like 10 shots at once, doing all this damage. And then you can go for 6.5 seconds until it overheats, and then it has a very short time to whatever. Oh, what are we gonna make here? Let's make oh, and you can make seeker missiles out of this thing. Oh, is that ever cool? I just feel like making about 1,000 of those things. Let's see here. I don't see pulse cannons in here. Where's the maybe that's a cannon thing. I don't know. Here. Double coaxial cannon. Well, what's the biggest damage I can do here? See, they don't do too much. Now, if you wanted something independent targeting, you go down here, and the first one you click won't do nothing. And then you see the independent targeting. But you lose damage doing that. So that's just something to note that it will, you know. And I highly suggest never do this with these weapons. Because they, it's a waste. They don't fire fast enough, and they don't, you know. The best weapons for point defense, in my opinion, are these. Point defense laser turrets. Right? Right. Okay. These little guys here. Or you can actually go with actual lasers, which you can use that way, and I'll show you how. You can do even more damage this way. Because then this will attack fighters as well. Just max all this crap out if you want or not. And you go down here, independent targeting, and look at the damage. Accuracy 100, range. See? That's the better part about that. Now, chain guns, while alright, you know, another good one is plasma. Like, just for different types of weapons. More damage versus shields. So if you want to make a weapon that will get through shields a lot better, you do this thing. Dun, 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 dun. Continuous shots. And that's the best at this place. Now this can only build exceptional weapons, which is kind of cheesy. They used to be able to build better things. And there's your independent targeting, right? And this is why I say, like, a guy was saying, well, why are you not building your own weapons? I says, this is why. Because I'd have to build 5 of these to make one orange or exotic, and then 5 of those. So I'd have to build 125 of these in order to make one legendary. Which I can get a legendary probably quicker just spamming this little stupid button over here. You know? It's all about, you know, do I want to be 80 years old playing this video game, right? You know, making weapons, right? I'm going to show you something here that's kind of neat too. Where was that launcher thing? This was kind of a cool thing. Where is it? You put the targeting cards on, 3 of them. Oh, wait, 4, 5. The 5th one, the last one, allows for seeker missiles. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. That's like, you fire them off, and they chase people around. Whee! I just make a whole ship of those, and all you'd see is like, be like Stargate Atlantis, where the guy's sitting on the chair firing off those little drones, eh? This would be like millions of them flying. What's the damage on this sucker? Let's see, rockets. And the smart thing is, and also, before you do this, go get all your licensing from the trade center. Okay, I'll show you that too while I'm here. Just kind of doing a little informative thing here. Looks like we got some numpties coming in here. Ooh. I don't even need extra shields with this weaponry. Oh, I just about hit it there. I was getting nervous. Okay. So the one thing I'm going to do, first of all, we're going to pause this game. We're going to go over here. I'm going to change my loadout. I want, where is it? 20% velocity, 20, 20, 21. Acceleration, 38. Ooh, 1946. 40, that's not too bad. I like the 46%. 22. Oh, 22. That's nice. 30, 45. Ooh, 33. This one. Put this up into here. There we go. Now watch what that makes all my thrusters work a little bit better. I'll get around here. Come on. Pop, 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 pop. Leg. There we go. Yep. Still lagging because I'm shaking. Come on, get out of the leg. Get out of the leg. 60 people show up in chat. No, I got almost 800 videos up, and I don't have any copyright issues. I check every day, right? And it will depend on the video whether I would just, you know, what I would do with that. But usually, the last 2 of them are kind of more like my own mistakes of putting music in when I forgot to take it off or something like that. But the one, it was another abuse. And this is another one that these trolls use too. They go to another website that they know is in trouble to survive. They put their stuff up in like CC by 0 attribution stuff. And then they wait for it to die. Right? And then when it does, what they do is, instead of doing what's required by the law, which is informing you that they're changing the license, they go to some place like Facebook where you don't know where their page is or any of that stuff. Change the license and then go to YouTube saying, "See, it's CC by attribution," and then the guy claims you, right? I mean, 10 views. That's 1/100th. That's a penny. A penny. At best. At best, it's 3 to 5 cents. I think. No, wait. Let me see here. $3 for 1,000. 30 cents. 3 cents. 3 to 5 cents. You know, and I went back to the guy and said, number one, you didn't inform me of a license change from this website. Okay? It's no longer here. I have a copy, date and time stamped on my hard drive. If you would like to go to court, I would love to take you to court and not only show you that I'm on disability here in Canada, of which you can't sue me for copyright, but I'm in, and that was the other one. I said, I'm in Canada, all right? But number two, I will make sure everybody on YouTube knows about you, okay? And it was the Ice Cool video that I had a kind of tune that I fit in there, right? So I just pulled the video down, put one up that was silent, right? What's neat is that the original video with the sound is still up on BitChute, but the quality of the video goes when you're on BitChute. So that tells you something that BitChute doesn't put up with the bullshit over there, you know? YouTube's cucked out now. That's what it is. I mean, they're wanting their own television network now. They want their own music network now. They're screwing Apple around now because they got dominance with the phone market with Android. Okay, not realizing that Huawei is about to separate from them, and of that 75% that the Android Linux controls, a good 35% of that to 40% is the Chinese Huawei, right? That's why this is going on, is because the U.S. government and friends is trying to squeeze the Chinese. It's not going to work, because population, guys. It's just population. You just delayed it for 5 or 10 years. Who's going to be, the number one economy? So while Trump's in office, he won't have to deal with it anymore. And that's what I'm talking about with railguns. Die, suckers! You know who's getting it next. Look at him run away. This is what I mean. He runs away. Yesterday I had a power of about just about 400,000. See, there go missiles that they're firing. I'll wait for you to stop running like it. See? I've got one of those guns. I don't know, I got a bunch of those guns on the front. As soon as they hit you, it's game over. It's just game over. This guy running away like a good chicken. Let's go get him. Oh, he's gonna attack a station, is he? That's the other thing they do. They run over towards where stations are. Fine, yeah. No. What are you doing? Hey, fool. Yeah, he was gonna attack the station. Pulse cannon, did I? Bye. What's going on here? Where did I lose some stuff? Alright, hit me over here, did he? I gotta make sure. I gotta take these out of here. That's just silliness. They're not fixed forward, so they can shoot that way. I'll put. That's the next best thing. I need a really big one. Is it this one I had in there? Yeah. That's just funny. Here, put this one in here. Will it fit? Did before. Might be. Oh, wait. Oh, right there. There we go. I just like the size of these things. I don't care if it does no damage. That's right. Mwah. Where is it now? Put it with that grouping. And now, because these are size 1, I can add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. Actually, I gotta put the pulse cannons back on there. I'll just keep putting these on here. What am I up to for? Oh, it's almost 700,000 firepower. I was just, whoa. Okay, now I should be able to repair. Oh, I gotta go out of here first. That's right. You gotta be in reality, not paused. I must have hit something along the way. Let's have a smoke break. Say hi to people in the chat. YouTube is not receiving enough video. This is how YouTube just screws with you too, eh? Everything looks fine on my end. Yeah, well, you know, Spiro, things have calmed down a heck of a lot over here. You know, when there was actually a situation where some guy they thought had someone kidnapped downstairs, and they had like the whole SWAT teams around here, and they were telling everybody they couldn't come in here. I knew that the person wasn't in there, and I was gonna go outside, and they're trying to tell me not to. So I ended up going into my closet thing and pulling out like an old support shirt of the Hells Angels and put it on, and then I walk out, and they're looking at me like, what the hell, right? And I just walked right outside and told the guy's or the woman's ex-husband or something like that she wasn't in there, so that he could tell people the proper thing, you know. But I didn't want to wear that shirt, if you know what I'm saying, because now then they kind of come sideways at you, and then you had somebody, you know, it just, bleh. Like it was an old one from like 20 years ago. But anyway, you know, I just don't even care for that shit really either. You know, it's just they do their thing, and they like to be left alone too, and people interfere with it, and then shit starts, right? That's another one, right? I mean, I can understand things a little better than most people because I've lived it. I moved to Hamilton one time from Oshawa, and then the next day after I went to a computer bookstore, someone had fired a gun at the store. They didn't like where I was from, I guess. Didn't have the balls to take a shot at me while I was there, though. You know what I mean? It's always an after effect, eh? Okay, we should be able to repair now. There we go. All fixed. Now I got less of those shield killing weapons, though. That's these plasma weapons. So I got to find another place that I can make the weapons with. Do I have anything that... Okay, wait a minute. I got to dump some cargo before I go anywhere. Because if you go to another place and you don't have a license, they really go sideways on you. Where is it? I think those are okay. They're not dangerous equipment. Get rid of that. And that. See, like dumping the equipment. Now you could do this mission where I pick up some stuff, right? I go pick up some body armors, and then I go to that sector and deliver it, and then you would get paid that price. So you can do like cargo running, right? And stuff like that in the game, which is kind of a cool thing. Right, there's where the delivery is. So I could go into that thing and do the body armor thing, but I'm not. What I do want to do, though, is I want to find another place that's maybe... Let me see here. Let's do this properly. Middle of the galaxy is where? Over there. So this guy's this close. What's up here? Let's go over here and see what's over here. Okay. Yeah, and like I say, Spiro, like I go to breakfast one day and some crackhead decided to rob the place while I was in it. And back in my way back past, okay, when I was a stupid kid, right? I did an armed robbery and I went to prison for it, right? Okay? And they dropped it to robbery because they could never find our weapons because I disposed of them in a way that I forgot where they were. You know, that's the best way to do anything. Anyway, so yeah, so like I'm in there, and then he comes in, and he's mouthing this Irish guy who had done me a favor too, right? So I'm just eating my breakfast, minding my own business still, and then he turned around to me and started mouthing me off. So I says, "You talking to me? Why don't you step outside and say that shit?" So as soon as I opened up the door he went out, and I went to open up the door. He tried to take a swing at me, right? And then he had that look on his face like, oh my God, he hit him, and it didn't even move his head. It's like, yep, come on, motherfucker, it's on. So I just start walking towards him. I'm not even raising my fists or nothing. I just start walking towards him, right? He goes across the street, and I'm still walking at him. Get him over by this telephone pole, and I put my two fingers right up his nostrils and squeezed real tight and pulled his head right down onto the pavement. Just smack. And then I got up and went back in and finished my breakfast. Yeah, and this clown goes around all the neighborhood robbing all these other stores, and the cops don't do nothing, right? This is what I mean. Like, what the hell's that about? Right? That's just, you know what I should have done? I should have started going, I'll protect your store from this guy. I'll just hang out here and let him see that I'm in your store, right? You know, but it'll cost you a thing of cheese curds there from the cheese store. It'll cost you a free breakfast here. And, you know, that's like being a little mobster because the cops don't want to do their job, right? You know, that's the thing. They went and hired like 1,000 cops for this county that we're in, and you never see anything. Like, what are these donut pushers doing, right? Just sucking money out of taxpayers. That's why the rest of us can't have good things. That's the truth, man. Truth sucks, man. People don't like hearing it. That's why they like to censor it. That's why they like to demonetize it. That's why they want to. They don't like that because it interferes with their squeezing grandma for nickels and flipping her upside down and making all her change fall out of her pockets. Seriously. That's exactly what it's about. Uh, well, I'm gonna go Zoten hunting so I can get some of those blue things, so I can get a Zoten thing, so I can go into the middle and blow it up. But yeah, so just everybody be careful. If you're using numbers, don't use them. And if you don't want the hassle, right? If you want to pick a fight with Warner Brothers, by all means, start putting the numbers 3, 36, and 50 in the front of your video, saying you know, whatever, right? I should do a review of the 50th anniversary of some IP out there, right? And see if Warner Brothers wants to come sideways at it. Maybe and they wouldn't even own the IP for it. And then I just contact those people that they were messing with, saying, "Hey, I was giving you some good free press, and these asshats over here want to do claims. Help me with a lawyer. Help me now." Yeah, that would be it, eh? That'd be funny. Yeah, this all, you know where this all ends up leading, eh? One day, someone's gonna die from this kind of shit because of these evil types of people, and then it'll be somebody that'll be so important to enough people that it'll cause like an online revolution, right? Where people will just say that's enough, right? Like anything more than 20 or 30 years is already enough. Like, what are you doing for 20 or 30 years that you need another 65 more years? No, really. Why do you need so long? Are you that bloody lazy? You got no original thoughts in your heads? It's incredible. It's incredible. I there's nobody on earth who could match me in a conversation about copyright and survive. I will eat you alive because you're just lazy pricks if you're for it that heavy. There was one guy on a YouTube channel. He made some stuff and somebody copied something out of his thing. I says, yeah, but so what? So they were smart enough to take something you made and made something original from it. As long as they're not attacking, hurting, or harassing anybody with what they made, who cares? Be nice to the guy, and maybe he'll put an attribute for you somewhere, you know? And if you're that screwy about it, put it in the content ID system, and then you don't have to worry about it. The thing is, vlogs are usually not content IDable. Sorry. People sitting around, having conversations about stupid stuff, don't fall into it. It's not actual content. It's opinion, right? And the reason you can't put games into like I can't put I was told by YouTube I could put my Unreal Engine stuff and anything I've done original into the content ID system, but you can't put games because we don't own the rights to this stuff. We are kind of gray area in that sense. So you can't do that. So half my channel to 60% could have been Copa poofed, right? So I just said, you know what, and you know what, if one of you guys wanted to use something out of one of my videos, ask me. I'll see if I got the original video because they're better quality than the crap that YouTube puts up here. YouTube downgrades everything, okay? And I was surprised that the Unreal Engine makes an AVI file that's better quality than what OBS can make. Yeah, it's very interesting. What's in here anyway? Nothing but it's okay. Anyway, I'm zoning on. And I still, for the life of me, don't know why a multi-billion-dollar corporation that made an extra $4 billion last year doesn't have an application that each and every one of us can use to do all this uploading and streaming with. Like, I would be sitting there in the CEO's office saying, listen, if we made our own app, we could make it so that it only works with YouTube. And wow, you'd have a lot of people using it and not something that they could then, if they get upset, go right away to Twitch or something else. It would be another way we could control them, but we could put better, cooler features and better codecs in them so that the quality is way up. And then we could attract more people and more advertising. Oh my God, did I just do their job for them? Stupid people. That's why I say the whole company's run stupid. It's run stupid. They just are doing the absolute minimum to make the most money, and they think this is hilarious, right? I am not a slave. That's why I made that last video, and I joked around. I says, if you really wanted to screw with me in any shape, way, or form, you'd make me monetized. You know, you'd get me 500 subs. You go get 500 of your lawyer friends and have them all make accounts here, and then subscribe to me and get me monetized, and then you could try and mess with me, right? Then I wouldn't have that disability protection, right? Like, do I even care about being monetized then? I can have all kinds of fun sitting down here at the bottom basement. I don't have the number rule, right? I don't have to worry about numbers, right? As much as everyone else. But if they're going to start hitting people that aren't monetized with this kind of shit, and they like to go after the little people because they think us little people don't have the balls to take them on. Well, welcome to hell, because it's coming. Wee. This would be where I'd suddenly, I'd start growing pins out of my head like Pinhead from Hellraiser, going, Hellraiser. And then you'd hear that gong, gong. Here we go. As soon as I take a shot at one, I just follow this guy for a bit, and then right. Alright, oh, he's opening up wormholes for his buddies, summoning guys. Gotcha. My shields are gone. Oh my god, I'm getting knocked silly here. Oh, I'm about to get destroyed, guys. It's been nice. What the hell just happened? Whoa. Whoa. That's some serious crazy shit. Ah. That's some seriously crazy shit. I've never encountered that kind of resistance before. Let's get the hell out of this star system. I need to do some serious repairing now. My shields are gone. I didn't even notice that. Jump! Woo! Holy! They took my shields out in one shot. 7 million damage. $7 million damage. I think that's a bug. Where do I get that weapon, man? Woo! Oh my lord. Nasty. See how they're slowly repairing my stuff at the bottom? I got all the engineers in the world, eh? Quick. Put some bricks up by the wall there. Okay, let's see here. Wow. Holy Moses, eh? He did a good number on me there. Okay, so we're not doing that right away. I even need more shielding. Holy balls, eh? That's just nuts. So, maybe what I'll do. Where's that one there? That's 179% shields. Okay. There's 9 million. Okay, hold on. Where's that other one gone? It's down here, isn't it? Oh, up here. There we go. This is what I want. This one. Alright, gonna make that permanent. There's 9.2. We should do some upgrading, eh? Yeah, let's do that. Let me think here. 50% more shields wouldn't have done much there. I need about double. What's my energy level at? Okay, hold on. What happens if I do this? I can't use them. Too much energy use. 136. So it'll be this one. 10.7 million. I gotta look at maybe one of these. What's hull durability? Think here. What's this do? Penetrable shield, shield durability. It drops. Time and recharge. Permanent installation. So. I don't like those. What else we got here? Mining system. We got these. Defense systems. Assist against boarding. That's for the cargo hold. That's the capacity. Yeah. So they really beefed up the toughness of these guys in the middle. Because I used to just wander around in there just like crazy. I mean, even with double shields there, I don't know if that'd be helpful, eh? Anyway, let's go to the chat for a bit. That was just crazy shit there. I just had it handed to me, Willie. Badly. Yep. Oh yeah, I got it all repaired. It's easy when in creative mode. You just wait the 30 seconds and you can pay for it. But a little tip is, if you have extra engineers above 100%, or even at 100%, they will slowly repair your ship too. And it just takes a long time for them to, and then there might be the odd block that you still have to repair. So yeah, and hey Spyro, I haven't seen you around for a while. I forgot about to say hi that way. And I know I'm not really making an apology for ranting about Warner Brothers, not ever. I just, some people are a little less able to handle when people are ranting, let's say, right? They're less likely to come by and, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So it's just one of those things where you just kind of, you want to say, if if you're offended by stuff like that, you know, you might want to give this video a skip, because I use some language in this too, and even the last video, and it's just one of those things where, you know, you could be the most religious high, you know, person in the world, and you ask yourself, do you think Jesus would be putting up with shit like this? Do you think God likes this kind of shit? That innocent people that are doing nothing wrong are being hurt, harmed, and punished? And if the answer to any of those questions is yes, I says then you're worshiping the wrong God. Okay. You know, anyway. Yeah, so I added a bit down here to, I gotta work on this a bit more. So, yeah, what am I gonna do here? Let's do this. See, that doesn't really help it much there. What I should do is that. Okay. And, that. Add one there. Let's see here. Here's an idea. Make it look kind of neat. Kind of just doing different things with stuff. There we go. Ooh, look at that, it went blue. But it still hasn't given me everything I want yet. We're still just not quite there yet. So, what I'm gonna do, jeez, it's a really big ship, isn't it? I started skinning this a little bit, which is kind of cool. I got an idea here while I'm looking at that. I just want to pretty it up. Let's see. What's this? Avorion armor. Yeah, right, eh? Blank hull. Dun 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 dun. DR key. No. Move in. Blue. Green. Let me see something here. Can I do that where it looks better? Yep. There we go. Whoa. Where am I? Where'd I go? Oh, there I am. And then we will put, let's see here, put a shield generator in there somewhere. I don't want to do that though because that's exposed. We'll do this. Maybe. Let's do a little building here. Just prettying my ship up. Now we hit the R key. We rotate this one. And there you go. Now that doesn't look quite like shit. Or as much like shit. Rotate. Rotate. One more. There we go. Okay. We'll see in a minute. It'll look better. That's actually not a bad idea either. then I could do something like, let me see here, what do I want to do? Oh, I see what I did there. Okay. Undo. Whoops. Yep. Have to wait for it. Yeah, so the whole idea is that if you see somebody playing a Warner Brothers game, just let them know that, you know what, play any other game, and if they are, let me know too, and I'll come and watch them play some other game just to show them that we care and we want to make sure that they're not going to get screwed around either. Okay, and if you get to see somebody who doesn't want to respond or whatever else, they're the ones that are the shills in our little area of the universe, and they're the ones that we should all be watching what they're up to, because there's a reason they do things. I was gonna light that, but anyway, I gotta fix this little section here. Hold on. Okay. So. Get in there. Come on. Oh, it's hard to see. That's why. There. There we go. Do 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 do. Yep. Okay, how do I want to do that? I gotta look at this from a different angle because it hurts my brain. Okay, what's going on with this thing? I gotta rotate it around, right? Right? Or do I? I want to. Let's see. What happens if I do that, or that, or that, or that? It's this way. What if I do that? That goes. That's a down move. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. Right? There we go. Now at least it looks kind of like it fits there. You know what I mean? That's the kind of. It just looks less shitty that way. And this one, this end here, I do this even better. There, we do this. Second, rotate, and I want to go the opposite way. Oh, this way, right? There. Back up. So now from the side it doesn't look as bad. Just little cosmetic things, right? What to do here though? Like, it's just insane the amount of turning that this thing can't do, right? It's like if I bring this down to here, I probably could get this up to the white thing. I probably could, and I might just do that. Let's see. And if it doesn't look, this back end doesn't look pretty, don't worry. This outer shell here is like the skin of that thing. I can reskin this later, which I'll play around. It might take a week to get that looking nicer, but I'll do it pretty. Nice and pretty. Too much of the block is touched by there. So yeah, so now you get that issue. Right? And it'll be the same thing here, right? Do I gotta go outward? Maybe if I went out one more. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'll do. So this is like a thing where I do this. And this. And then come straight down. Yep, there we go. I think that's as far as I really want to go too. So lots of space in there. Yeah, okay. The reason is you get the effect of both sides. Okay, that they put spaces in between things, you get the effect of both sides for the thruster. I'll color it up later. That's why it has that other color. So I go like that and that, and then put it on the outside. And bring it down. One more. That's good. Okay. Am I going to be able to even do that with because of those blocks? Probably not, eh? Oh well. Come on. Maybe I will. Hold on, we'll see. I will. Barely, eh? Okay, that's cool. This is what I mean by putting components around each other where there's spaces. You can get some neat stuff done. What's cool is I've got this here that I can build that straight out and then come straight up and then attach it up here to this one. In other words, I could, and when I get up to about here, I can put the opposite of this thing so that it'll be like another set of thrusters in there, and maybe put some other things in there too. Like it's showing blue here, but I don't know how much of that is actual, right? Because I'll go like this, right? And the other thing I can do here, I'll show you another thing. Let's go back to, I need a, we'll go over here just for a bit. I'm at 100%. You can go to 30%. So I'm going to just go and hire a crap ton more crew. Wow, my shields are taking forever to get up there, eh? I'll be getting close to running out of power here. Loading. And I noticed that somebody, I don't know who, but somebody went and through all my content and watched every single video. Okay, so somebody's checked me out or is enjoying some content, but they're doing every video. And because there's multiple different types of stuff, that's how I know you're being checked out kind of thing, right? Nothing yet, so that's why I say, right? Okay. Got her all cleaned up, this channel and everything else. That's why you don't see me using memes and other little things in videos very often, if at all. Right? And even if you use YouTube's public domain that music that says you don't need attribution, put the attribution in anyway, because then that covers you in case that musician is an asshat. Okay?
Like, there are some good guys around YouTube that are musicians. Don't get me wrong, but the problem is that for every one decent musician, there's 100 that are assholes. They are. They're just lawyers. They're just lawyers. That's basically what they are. F the lawyers, okay? That's just meh. Anyway, I'll go over here. Get some dudes. Let's see, is it still blue? Or has it gone yellow again on me? Come on. Yeah, it went yellow again. This has gone up, the pitch up and down. That's cool. So I gotta keep working on this left and right shit. Maybe there's something I'm doing wrong. I don't know. God, docking at these things is crazy. Okay. So go to the hire crew part. Come on. And I'll take, I don't know. Let me see here. What do we got here? Oh, we got some engineers. I'll take all of them. I know. I'll take all these guys too. And I'll take a couple hundred of these guys. Why not? And then you go back over your crew thing. Alright. You'll see this is now at 130, right? Now I need some sergeants, so you just go take a minute. Okay. Don't have to worry about commanders and generals. I got enough of those forever. There. Okay. Now, I could have 29 size 8 fighters or 235 size 1. This is a beast. It's a beast. It's a beast, I tell you. Let's see how turn left, right feels. That's better. Go for a little run here. So what you do is you go for a real just give yourself up to speed. Right. Scroll back a bit so you can see all your ship, and then you can see where all those little flickering red lights is working. Alright, see how quickly I come straightened around? Now look at that. And almost stopped. Okay, let me think here. Left and right, left and right, left and right. And there's not much more I'm going to be able to do here. Let me see here. It's not a heck of a lot I'm going to be able to do on this side. However, I could take these pieces out and just do another whatever here and here. Zoom in a bit. Where'd it go? Went off somewhere. Okay, whatever. You just stay there. I'll fix you later. I'll move in on this. Just focus on one side at a time. I think that's as far as I want to go. Yep. Finally got it up to the 0.12. Wow. There we go, guys. Victory. I just have to make the nacelle bigger is really what it is. Look at that, eh? That's just crazy how I'm going to have to skin this shit. That's going to be a lot of effort. I mean, you're wondering what this is. This is like a cargo bay. I'll do this in the same thing over here. That's how I'm able to pick up stuff. So when I do that to this side and this side, okay, so really what I do is I go down one, then out, space in between there. Yep, perfect. Space in between both of those. I had an idea for that, but anyway. I should get rid of the bottom one and then just double up on this, and then you could do some fancy pants stuff by making it like a circle around this, and a circle around that, and then you kind of swish it up like that on an angle and it would look funky. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do with stuff like this that you could then, you know, if you're into some sci-fi show or you're making your own IP or whatever, you can go in and you can model it all up and then just, you know, all I would say is don't upload it to the workshop, because then, you know, Steam owns it. That's part of the stupid part about this, right? Okay, we'll just finish that up. Just do it like that. Oh. There. Okay. Sand is blue here finally. Let's see.
nice turn movement. Okay. There we go. Oops. I went down there. Okay. Go back in the chat for a little bit. Take a little break. Say hi to people. Hey, Banky. How you doing, man? I'm really glad to see you, man. I love seeing you, when you travel around in your country, eh? There's so many places in the world that's so I don't get the chance to go see, right? I used to have a friend that was a writer for National Geographic, and they'd send this guy to the weirdest places. They'd be like this tree that was all these crazy colors of like reds and pinks and whites, and you're looking at it going, why has nobody ever shown this off? He says, he backs up and shows another photo of how it's up on this wicked, crazy looking cliff-like thing, and nobody ever gets there. you know, he used to be on G Plus, and he passed away. But the thing is that it's too bad that that place went down, because it was kind of a nice place for some of us that didn't like Facebook. Yeah. Let's just leave it there. Hey, Endgame, how you doing? So yeah, you got to be careful. I'm told that Warner Brothers, for some reason, somehow, has tricked the YouTube system to be able to claim on people for putting numbers in the title. And I'm suspecting that this is why a lot of the people that get monetized are also told not to use numbers in the chats, because it's wrong. It's not legal under the DMCA. If you were to get to a court, you can't copyright numbers. You can copyright a show based on a number, like 300, that little Spartan movie. And if people use content of that movie, then you would be able to DMCA them. But you can't copyright 300. All right? You just it's in the public domain since it's been in existence a long time. Yeah. I think the copyright's up on the numbers. Warner's is, and they're the same people that had copyrighted Happy Birthday and went after people and kids. Like, it's just a bunch of evil people. Evil. They I don't know. I don't know what to say there. I think as a community we got to send a message to Warner Brothers that this is just not going to be tolerated. Okay. I don't myself. I'm just boycotting everything to do with Warner Brothers. And if I have if I'm subscribed to somebody and I see them playing a Warner Brothers game, I kind of say, "Hey man, be aware that they're doing this, and I'm not going to watch anything you do that has anything to do with Warner Brothers," kind of thing. Other than that, I says if you switch to a different game or something else, I'll sit there and I'll make sure I watch twice as much of your shit than I normally do, just as a thank you to saying, "Hey, you're one of the good guys then." That's kind of like where I sit with this is I mean I'm on disability in Canada. I hurt my back at work, right? I'm glad we got some disability benefits up here that I can, survive without having to work. It's only about $13,000 or $14,000 a year. It's enough to pay my rent, get some food, and have some internet, and once a year maybe buy a new PC or some parts for it, maybe. Other than that, eh, you know. And so I have the skills with 3D special effects and animations. Wrote up a business plan. I'm gonna do this whole thing. And what happens? You got Warner Brothers bringing foreign temporary workers. It'd be like going to your country, grabbing up a whole bunch of your guys, and saying, "We'll give you $8 an hour. We'll send you over to Canada. You can live there for 4 years. And at the end of the 4 years, you don't get citizenship. We'll send you back, and you don't get to keep a job." That's wrong. Okay? I have no problem with someone coming to my country, fulfilling a job that's needed, or competing for one, right? That's fair. I mean, there was no competition here. They were just bringing in people so that they could make these Batman Arkham games dirt freaking cheap. Same with that Lego stuff and the Lord of the Rings stuff, dirt cheap.
so that they could make as much money as they could legally get away with. And they use a loophole in the law that's been closed, right? And this is supposed to be like for seasonal things like apple pickers and jobs that jobs that are hard to fulfill because people with education don't normally go and get these jobs, right? And so they would just go, well, we'll go to a country that's a little bit not as well off. We'll bring some people over, give them some employment. They probably send some money home. Everybody's happy. It's a win-win. And then at the end of 4 years, they send them home, right? Now that's not as an evil sounding a program, right? Versus, putting airplane pilots out of a job and then putting some guy on the plane who's getting $8 an hour, or you know, kids around our communities not getting jobs, and someone else from another country getting the job, and they're not even paying them the same as the kids here, right? Tim Hortons was guilty of doing that. Same with McDonald's; they were guilty too, and then people just stopped going, and then they changed their minds. So it's the same thing. You gotta just stop watching Warner Brothers. You gotta stop playing their games. You gotta and that's it. I mean, it's simple. I cut them out of my life. I mean, they gave out 6 games on Warner Brothers, right? 3 Lego games, and they lost the rights to Lord of the Rings. Okay, and I think it's a little bit more than what we had discussed elsewhere, where it was just the the movie or the game rights. Okay, and it used to be that they would only be able to do a video game now if it's non-canon. In other words, they have to make up a new section of the world or a story that's not related to anything in the books or anything in the older movies, right? And I think it's even worse than that. I think they've fully lost the rights, okay, as time goes by. Like, who would want your IP to be associated with that? They're not gonna make you any money if they keep doing things like this. When I saw that, I went, yeah, that's Warner Brothers, okay, and AT&T owns them, and the woman they put in charge is the same one that wrecked Doctor Who. I mean, she's just running around the entire world wrecking things. I, why would I hire that person? They're not making me any money. You're fired. I don't care what gender you are, what race, religion, or not, nothing. That's how it should work. Capitalism doesn't have these colors and all these things, right? It just says make me money. Well, you don't make money when you start suing YouTubers for using numbers. I was going to come up today and just put all the numbers in the title, right, that Warner Brothers would claim on you for, and wait for them to hit me, and then I'd go right down the street here to the civil courthouse and file a lawsuit against them, right? I don't have the $126 on me at the moment, but at the end of the month I will. So like, and it would cost them $3 to $5 just to show up in court for a court case that they would definitely 100% lose. I don't even need a lawyer for this court case. And the first thing I'd say to the judge would be, I really hate taking up time of Your Honor. This is how I would say it. I would say, I really hate to be here, Your Honor, because this is a complete waste of taxpayers' money. It's a complete waste, okay, of your time to be doing things that make a difference. But this is a court case about having to send a message to a bad corporation who needs to be told so. And then I would look over at them and say, let's go on here about some of the other things that this lovely company has done. Then I would bring up that 2012 thing. Oh, they're gonna and just watch them squirm, okay, right? And then I would bring up case law. I would bring up, various other little things like this. I'd bring up the fact that I was on disability, and the law is very specific about copyright when you're on disability. Only when you're making money does it apply. Otherwise, I'm immune to it, right? Now, mind you, Americans could do all they want, but I'm not in their jurisdiction. So, but anyway, this is one of those things that brings everybody together, right? And it's one of those things where you just got to shake your head going, what? Who dreamed this shit up? It's incredible. It really is. And that's one of the things I like about my subscription list. I've got people I subscribe to that are from all over the world, right? And so I get to telling them once in a while, get outside and show me some of your country because I may not be wealthy enough to travel around the world like Jeff Bezos or somebody, right? Or Donald Trump or any of these guys, right? But at least I can see stuff, right? This one German girl I know, she went to a part of Egypt you never see. You never see, right? It was really neat. And that's like, I'm a little history buff. I like history. I like knowing my past. I like knowing about all these giant buildings people built in the past and all that stuff, right? It's really neat that our ancestors conceived of doing all this stuff, right? That's why I like games that build stuff online. It's a little more. It's less boring. It's showing you're creative. You know. I was discussing in a channel with some people that didn't like they had originally been semi against or against this Epic Game Store, but look at all the free games coming out. I go, well, you don't have to give them any money, man. What's wrong with that, right? And there's a Steam store that's exclusive. Origin at EA has a store. Bethesda has its own little online store and client. Ubisoft has one. Uh, GOG has one. All these places have one. So what's the big deal, right? You just look foolish for not taking something that you would enjoy having for free. It was just silly, right? I says however, where you should be getting at them is the client or the storefront that they have there and the features that you're used to at Steam, right? But Epic is developing them and they're coming out with stuff all the time and they're updating that, right? So it's this is one of those things where the excuses of people is just going down the tube. What it is that there are some people that like to use Steam and they do what's called an asset flip. Okay? They go get a bunch of things, they throw it together and make the shittiest game possible, right? Throw it up at Steam, and it costs $150 to do that, and then they give Steam 30%. So they make $2,000, let's say, off of people that are silly. They give Steam $600, and they keep $1,400. Then they just keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, and they make good money. They think doing that. They think this is a great thing because that's what they do, and it's the problem is people eventually go, there's too much crap at Steam. I've got, 50 games at Steam? I only got like 3 or 4 installed right now. This one and the Total War series, right? I would install Elite Dangerous, but I don't want to have to spend the time. It's a little bit more complex and harder on my system than this game, so until I get new hardware, I'm just going to sit around and play some stuff that's a little easier on my PC and have some fun building this ship up. When I get it done, I even showed William Shatner. I says, you know what, I'm going to just fly around in my spaceship and not worry about much, right? I helped him troll some idiots there the other day that were trying to give him a hard time, and it was just, he's a crafty one, that lad. He doesn't take shit from anybody. And that's the thing, I'm from that same generation, right? Like if somebody acts up like a silly person, I let them know right away. And this is like YouTube would give me shit for not allowing them to have their little safe space. Well, then don't come in my space then. You got my space, your space, my space. You know, it's one of those silly things. But yeah. Hey, Endgame, how you doing too? I saw you there. It's just sort of, you know, mucking around, yipping and yakking about Warner Brothers trying to copyright people for using numbers and uh, the absurdity that, you know, someone at YouTube isn't doing something about it. We all got to make a big stink about it before they do something, eh? Like honestly, whatever got that girl copyrighted for the number 36, I want to like have her send me that exact video, and like I'd send it around to like 2 million people on YouTube, and then just like have everybody upload it at the same time, right? Let Warner Brothers try and copy strike, okay, everybody on YouTube at once, and see what happens to Warner Brothers, okay? When a good portion of us take them to court and get them banned from using YouTube, okay, as part of the conditions. No more Warner Brothers anything on YouTube. Get lost. Go away. Not to mention a nice settlement that gives you, you know, everybody their channels back. That would make the news. You know, if you want to do a protest, you got to do one right. You know, you don't do it half-assed. Never do anything halfway. Never. No, 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 no. Anyway, I'm going to head over to this research station here. And part of the thing about Star Trek is having everybody on board with you and trying to make the galaxy a better place. This that Warner Brothers is doing does not make anything better. Doesn't do anything for anyone other than cause more FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt about why even being on YouTube. Okay? Look at this station, isn't that trippy looking? The wheels of the laboratory go round and round. Coming into docking, everyone please put your seatbelts on as we come in to dock. If I can figure out how to do it, we will do it. Up, up, up. There we go. Let's see what we can research here. Wow. A lot of junk. A lot of junk. Oh, yeah. Right. Soon as I get done, eh? Pirates gotta show up. Ugh. Yeah, let's see, I need shields. Yeah. Not really worried about weapons. Let's keep making shields here. good. March stop. Oh, jeez. Oh, what's going on here? Must be a big attack. Maybe I should go over and help. Okay, what do we got going on here? Nothing really. Okay. What's going on with these pirates? Where are they? Civilian ships, traders. Looks like there's nothing else around here. No. Wait a minute. What are those pink things over there? Is that the Zoten? I think they may be angry that I came over there and... Yeah, there they go. There we are. Coming over to get me. Come on. There we go. 88. Wow. They're going away. They're running away. Okay. They're running away. That's one thing I'll do while I'm here. Just going to go into here. And, oh, geez. I didn't put my weapons on. That might help. That might be one reason why I didn't do as well. Oops. 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 Okay. Now it's back down to 12 again. Jeez, this thing just never likes me. Let me guess. No, we're still at 130% there. Okay. Getting there on crew though. Let's see here. A bunch of these. And do a serious upgrade cycle. Okay, I'm going to take a minute, go have a washroom break, and I'll be right back. And make sure, guys, that you check each other out, and everybody try and help each other. And if you like something you see at their place, go ahead and
subscribe to them and leave them a like. Always drop a comment too, so that way that they know that you were there and watch a video and comment on it, and that way they know you actually seen one. And that's kind of like how I do things, just to say hi to people and, build up a little bit of a network with everybody. Let's see here. Up like that. Let's see here. This is kind of a. There we go. Trippy. Very trippy. I like what they did with the new stations here. This is really cool. They actually look like stations for a change. Okay, we'll go back down here and do this again. See, now I'm up to 729, so I gotta clean this up a bit. So we'll just do this. Not gonna worry about that. I got my hot water in the microwave. Let's do this proper. So we are actually after shields. Okay. I move up to here. Okay, what do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I should start. What I should do is add a second ship here that I can beef up and whatnot as well. But I haven't even finished with this one. Yeah. I have to remember how to do all that proper too, because it's I got the captains for it, so that's one thing. And I like the way I do the live stream, where this gives me a little bit of a break here to kind of go back and forth to the chat, so it's not just uninterrupted gameplay, which is good too. Because if you're gonna do a game and do a playthrough, right? Live streams are more about all of us kind of having a get together. It's a little more intimate. That's the word. Yeah. And that hot water is done. Let's see here. I mean, I could play this one little map for months, eh? Like this is the value you get for a game like this. So for $20, I don't mind giving the guy $20 for a game that gives me this much time. Like Warner Brothers, if you're looking, this is not. It may be that I'm doing things in the creative mode, and it may be a bit of a grind, you might think, in the real game, but it's not making me pay to do it. Okay, that's the other point to make. Like if you do this, what I've actually created and done here so far in the creative mode would probably take you a month and a half. Okay, in regular multiplayer play, and you got to remember if they have PvP on, it might take you a little longer, right? Because there's other options and other things you got to do, right? I'm just cleaning things up here. Yeah. And this little thing gets you so I can transport goods around that you're not supposed to. Yeah. I saw a game like this that does ground combat and things, and I got thinking, Kunshi should have went and bought that guy out, and then you could have you go on the planets and you build a little base and you got to build catapults and attack them or something, but you'd have weapons and guys fight. Be like the old Master of Orion 2, where you see the little guys running on the planet shooting back and forth at each other. Yes, I played way too many damn games in my lifetime. Hey, but you know what? I even got out, had a wife for a little while or whatever, and
She went a little crazy, so that was the end of her. Yeah, you gotta be careful of crazy. You know them redheads, eh? Ooh. Real fiery. Last I heard is she's a stripper now. Or was a stripper years ago, anyway. I don't know. Oh, looks like we're about to get some more fighting going on. I need these things too. And up here. Oh, something's shooting at me. Shit. Get out of here. Quick. Oh, resume the game. Get out of the way of that. Don't want to hurt the station. That's what I mean, eh? They shouldn't be shooting at the station. Foolish guns. Alright, get this guy. Come on. Gotcha. Alright. Next. You closer. You are within range, fool. 2 down. Let's move away and get him. You really want to try and attack me? The end of them. What the heck am I shooting at here? Is another guy up here? I don't. Oh, there he is. I was wondering what was going on up here. You take care of that. I'll take care of the aliens. Wow. Aliens, too. Space aliens, no. Ooh, the leg is real. Uh-oh. How far away is he? Oh, it rubber banded on me. Well, okay. Oh, this guy's in range. He wants some. Oh, there's a couple of them here, eh? Hey, boys. Okay, nice. And the reason you want to get these guys and then go over and see if there's any blue things, because they give you... No, it's not that one. It'd be this one. I don't want to be leaving the area, though. No, double plasma. Where is the Zotan technology? It's not giving that to me.
this guy. There we go. That's the Zoten technology thing I'm talking about. Back up, back up, back up. I don't want to run into that mess. Alright. Thank you. Back up. Now you could use the salvaging laser and you'll get maybe more stuff, but anyway. Okay. Now, am I still in the yellow on that left and right business? Yeah, I am, eh? Ugh. Ugh, I tell ya. Come on. Move. Come on, game. Game just froze. There we go. Eh. Okay, we'll do it with this thing then, too. Alright, let's do this smart. And in case you're wondering, you select something, you hit the F key, and then it centers on that, so you can build around it better. Let's see here, where was I? I was doing this. I think I went out one. And came straight down. Oh no, that should work. Yeah. Let's see, I think I'll go that far. I want to leave enough that I can curve back over there. It looks pretty ugly at the moment, but it'll get better. If I can get this under that yaw, where if you see the little blue bits there, if I can get that yaw up to 0.13 eventually, I might be in a happy place. See what I mean by that? Look at how much space is in there, eh? So what'll happen is, I'm going to take the skin of this off, right? As you can see in here, I could put things in there, eh? So that's what I'll do. I'll put stuff in there that'll help. Or I could actually just make this bigger in this spot in here. Kind of like it'd be thick here. And all that would do would be to give more surface area to forward and backward thrusters. Blah, blah, blah. be good. Maybe. Maybe not. Just thinking about how I would do this. Just gotta be careful of these ones, unless I take all those off, in which case I lose all that. But I can build up this spot too. And it's still yellow. Wow. Seeing how he's got that there, over there. Okay. I think that's a good run for the day. Yeah. Yeah. It's quite the build so far. Yeah, like, see, I think there's more to this than most people are thinking, but it's a new company that started doing this, and it was a non-gamer that they went after. You bloody well know that most of us gamers would be just postal over this shit, right? They wouldn't even bother with it. It's more like guys like Banky that don't do much in the way of gaming, right? That might put up a number one day and then get a strike somewhere, right? You know, like, what has that to do with anything with Warner's? Nothing, right? That's what I'm trying to say is that, you know, go over and subscribe to Banky and or check his thing out, you know, and you know he does a little bit of singing and stuff like that, and he likes sitting around and play guitar, which is I like listening to his music, you know. I like all kinds of music around the world, right? The thing is, what happens one day if he puts this is the 36th video I've ever done, and then Warner hits him with a copyright, like, you know, or like not just a claim, but a copyright strike, man. That's a little heavier than a claim. These guys aren't even trying to be nice about it, right? They're trying to whack people right off the internet for it. That's why I say, you know, it's I can pretty much guarantee they won't come sideways in the gaming community because they've already had it handed to them, right? They went after me for 2 seconds of embedded sound buried inside Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle-earth, and the reason you don't see many people playing that game here is because they were going after the little guys and letting the big guys alone. Because the big guys could get some money together and do things about it. Well, I went around to about 1,000 YouTube gamers and asked them if they would, you know, not play that game. And guess what? That was it. I also removed all my, at the time it's an EA and Warner Brothers thing there. So you got the two evilest companies together. So you go, okay, I'll just remove all my, I wasn't getting in any trouble from EA about Mass Effect. So it's Warner Brothers. It's all Warner Brothers, all of this stuff. It's evil little lawyers from Warner Brothers that they hand off to a third party to monetize stuff. And what it was probably they had some movie with these numbers in it, and these idiot lawyers put it into the Content ID system, and anytime that little 36 comes up, boom, you're hit. The number 3, I can tell you that it's a manual claim or a manual strike that they're doing because, and it's not an auto system because Diablo 3, right? 3 is supposed to be one of these numbers that's copyrighted. I got all kinds of Diablo 3 content here, right?
I should fire that back up because it's been a few months since I played Diablo 3. And I wonder if instead of because I'm already not monetized, they just shove your traffic down. Okay? Because I noticed I was doing okay with Diablo, but then again, Activision's been acting up too lately, right? Like all these big companies, they're just acting silly. And there's no reason for it. It's not logical. It doesn't make you more money. Ugh. And yet you get a few people rage on about Epic a bit. I went really hard to help Epic defend themselves about stuff. Here's the problem I had with all the game reviewers that were raging on Epic. They didn't do any research to find out that Epic was helping the open source community big time, number one. Number two, that they had just saved 100 online games from Unity changing the license so that nobody could play those games anymore. Right? And they gifted out $150 million just so they could do that. Right? I mean, how many of these rage peoples are there? There aren't that many. Okay? They don't care about them, right? That's why I just gave up because everyone who was attacking me on that thread about that stuff was a troll. The account had been made in less than 2 years, had nothing to do with video games, or if it did, it had very, very limited content. Right? And what I can see would be a consequence of this is every channel has to have a modder, and if you do a live stream, you got to go into slow mode and have it set so that everybody has 15 seconds in between posts, right? So that if somebody puts something that's considered against the rules up, you got a chance to take it out before you get in trouble, right? And then the person could be warned, and if they do it again, then you got to give them a timeout. And then if they do it again, you give them a ban. And that's, a lot of people for a long time here didn't really take much shit seriously. And then, slowly but surely it's just become a little bit more serious of a thing, right? All of it, right? That's why I was showing people off what you could do with the Unreal Engine. And I wasn't just saying this is free or that's free or whatever. I'd put it in the game engine and show that it's in the game engine, and the footage you see is me in the game engine having it run as an executable that it compiles, right, on top of recording it with OBS, right, which downgrades all the quality, and that was the thing, right? This is where, yeah. But anyway, yeah, I really laid out on the beginning of this video on Warner Brothers, okay? I've had a bad experience with them too. I have my own 3D business by now, and you'd think after 8 years where I would be, I wouldn't be on disability anymore, needing the taxpayers' money, okay? So the next guy that says I'm lazy or the pain you're in is just in your head or something, I'm just gonna call him a piece of shit and to bugger off, Like you get to a point in your age where you just don't want to put up with the shit from stupid people, okay? And what Warner does is stupid. They know better. They know that this is going to be an issue, right? They don't care. They've already burnt the bridges with so many different people. I sat there watching. I'm not a big fan of Angry Joe because he can be a little bit of a censorious kind of type, right? Overly censoring stuff, and but he was having all kinds of problems with Warner Brothers and stuff too, right? Constantly. And I told him, I says, just stop it, man. Just stop doing anything to do with their shit. Be free. Get free of your addiction on anything Warner Brothers, because it's over. And then you hear the people from DC comics there, all and DC Universe and the movies, all crying about Sonic, right? Well, too bad. I'd rather go see Sonic the Hedgehog and give my money to Sega, right? And look what Sega did, okay? They have a they licensed out the Total War Warhammer thing to or helped publish the Total War Warhammer stuff from CA, and you had Games Workshop in there, and it was like a $300 video game with the DLC, and for almost a full month you could pick up all of that for like about 50 or 60 bucks, and it runs on my potato PC pretty nicely. I mean, I even got a new mod here that's really cool because now I can do those battles a little bit. Yeah, I'll have the AI do it, but still, you lose less casualties and it's better that way. And it's fun to watch that stuff, right? I like strategy games because they're about thinking. It's not just mindless fun notice I said mindless fun where you're running around shooting at people, right? I mean, that's fun too, but in a different way, right? I like the challenge of beating an AI system or another player in a game of chess. And that's what these strategy games are. It's just really advanced chess games. you know. And the wrestling's fun too because it's realistic, and that's why And like I say, when I want to watch something like that, I go over to Willie. I don't have television, so I'm not watching the WWE. Okay, I gave up television in 1996, guys, or a little before that. I haven't bothered going back, and I haven't regretted it. And look at all the money I've saved. Think about your monthly television bills. Ha ha ha. Right? And yeah, I partied and had lots of fun. Got laid all kinds of times, man. Woohoo. you know? I look at some people and I go, oh. And if I had $60 right now, I'd send a message to Kevin Sorbo right now, and I'd say something to him and see if he'd come back and do a little couple words. He's actually put himself out there like that, and that's really cool of him. There's a nice Christian fella, and he likes, he does his thing, right? And like, all right, Banky here, he's from India. Right, and you got Willie from Canada. I'm from Canada. You got some Americans in here. You got people from Germany, and you got people from Australia and all over the world. Right? That's what it's about. Okay? It's not about trying to stifle and stop us from doing things for the letter 3. Oh, it's just oh. I don't think I have anything in my apartment that's from Warner Brothers I could throw across the room at the wall or anything. I just, Like, can you imagine the gall? Hey boys, what can we pull out of YouTube by 150,000 users at 2 cents a piece? The precious. Like I was gifted Shadow of Mordor or whatever it's called. I've just never bothered to play it. I got 6 games off of Warner Brothers. 3 of them were Lego games and 3 of them Batman games. I played a little bit of the Batman, and then Warner acted up once, and I thought, yeah, you know what? That's right. That's right. I should never forgive these people for what they've done, because they just don't learn. As soon as you think that something's gone good, they go and do something stupid like this. They're going to need a big press release and something heavy duty to come back from this, considering that Birds of Prey is doing shit at the box office, right? One person said, "Look what they made Robbie dress up as. She's so ugly in this film." She was a bloody producer. She had just as much power to be looking the way she is as anyone else. That movie has exactly itself to blame. It's what happens when you let silly people in charge of stuff. that shouldn't be in charge of it. On top of that, Hollywood better get back to having a continuity officer in your intellectual property stuff before you run broke completely. Right? Wow. Just wow is all I got to say. I don't know what else to say to that other than it just makes my head rattle. I get a headache thinking about it. That's right. You know what? I might even install the Elite Dangerous, Willie, and show you what that game looks like compared to this one, because it's really neat and runs really well on my PC. Considering, you know, I had it on. I was going through this little. I did a playthrough where I did the intro course. I want to do that about 50 times, you know, so I don't run into things. And I get talking to another guy that he has it with the virtual reality, right? And that's like, yep. And there was a Star Trek game that had virtual reality, and then they made a version for the PC. I was gonna pick it up, but it was like $35, and there's just nobody playing it really, other than every once in a while you see some YouTubers do some funny shit with it, and that's what entertainment is. You do funny stuff with stuff, right? It's like when I did Baby Vader and you know, other silly things. It's not harmful to the IP. It shows you're having fun with their stuff. You know, that's what you gotta. They all gotta allow to happen more, right? Now, mind you, if somebody's using it to attack somebody, that's when I have a problem with it. You know, that's when I think, you know, Activision really meant by clamping down on their IP stuff, and even a lawyer here at YouTube kind of sort of agreed with that. But the problem is that the perception is from most of the users, I just don't feel like doing anything anymore, because if I make something original and put it into your IP, then you're saying that I have to give it to you. That ain't right either. It's theirs. They can take it out, put it somewhere else. It should be that way, but I don't know. I'll go over here and fight these guys, and then I'm gonna maybe go for lunch. Get a sub from Pete Subs at the corner of Brock Street here in George, and that man is a nice Christian guy. He has helped me I don't know how many times. He's let me have a little bit of a tab when I was down and out, so you know, one of his guys there, I forgot my cell phone a while back, this is years ago, and he brought it all the way to where I was living so I could have it back without having to worry. That's the kind of people they are. They're good people. Stood up for that place, man. I would do it in a heartbeat. Yep. These guys running away from me. Come on. There we go. And what do we do to the bad people ship? What do we do? Done. Oh, wait a minute. We do this. Back up, back up, back up. How come I wasn't lifting upwards? There we go. Back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. Okay. Disintegration. You have been sentenced to disintegration. Look at this chick. Where do you think you're going? You're gonna run away? Let me see if I can hit an asteroid on the way over to you. Oh, he's gonna try and attack that little guy. You big bully. I'll show you what I think of bullies. Oh no, you don't. Huh. I have sentenced you to disintegration. Ooh. Exotic. Yes. Lord Egghead is getting hungry, so he must go. Let's see here. Yeah, so I'm going to go out and get something to eat. And thanks for coming in, guys. And like I say, just make sure you're mindful of stuff, you know. And if you get any troubles like that are really weird, just, you know, don't hesitate. Drop by and leave me a comment, and I'll go have a look at things, and then I'll kind of try and at least give you some guidance on what you can and can't do. And as always, you know, if you can, you know, if you're rich and can afford a lawyer, that's always the way. But anyway, the rest of us kind of sort of have to weed our way around until we can afford things, right? And they take advantage of that. So having 50 mines or 100 mines or 1,000,000 mines is a lot better than it is to have just yourself, right? That's why it's good to be in a community that gives a shit. You know. And if I offended anybody with my language, I apologize too, but at the same point, you know, when you get angry, you're going to say things, and that's when some curse words are going to come forth. It's one of those days. I have to get over and check some more of you. I haven't been over to Banky's in a little while there. I've been so busy with some other stuff. He does some really neat. He has a little band or something I think he's got going there. And you know what his music reminds me of? Some of the music he does kind of reminds me of some stuff I heard my dad playing sometimes, right? It's kind of that generation of music, right? It's kind of happy and go lucky, and you know, yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna end the stream now, and I'm gonna go get some lunch. A little bit of a late lunch, but anyway, as I said, everybody just you know, oh, there goes my. What did I do here? I got that stuck on there. Okay. Anyway, everybody go have a good one, and I will see you guys tomorrow. And remember, be safe, and don't let them get to you. All right? Take care. See you guys later.